Today's San Francisco 49ers report right here on Chat Sports is presented by Vincero Collective. Look like a baller without having to spend like one and get 20% off site-wide by heading to vincerocollective.com/chat. Love their watches. I'm rocking one right now, and it's really become a staple in my wardrobe. See what I'm talking about by plugging in that link down below. As for what we're getting into on today's show, San Francisco needs to fortify the trenches on the offensive line and defensive line. We're going to talk about a stud defensive lineman who could be available for the Niners to sign in free agency. Also, I think they could make an improvement at safety as well. I've seen some Niners fans clamoring for CJ Gardner-Johnson. Going to dive into him, and make sure you subscribe because this is your one-stop shop for all things Niners year-round, especially in the offseason. So we begin with Javon Hargrave, Eagles defensive tackle. Javon Hargrave going to be a free agent here this offseason and is going to demand a lot of interest. This is a player who I really, really like. Is coming off a career season, and I think San Francisco, after seeing how they fared against some elite teams in the NFL, both against the Dallas Cowboys, against the Philadelphia Eagles, earlier in the season against the Kansas City Chiefs, they had trouble against teams with good offensive lines, but also creative run games and just overall high-powered offenses. So I think the Niners heading into this offseason do have a priority of needing to bulk up at defensive tackle. They got pushed around against good teams up front, to really summarize that point, and Javon Hargrave would be a great scheme fit. So with Philadelphia over the last couple of years, they've run kind of a hybrid 4-3. DeMeco Ryans ran that 4-3, wide 9 especially. Steve Wilkes is going to run the same defense. That's why Kyle Shanahan wanted to bring him in. And Javon Hargrave, from that defensive tackle spot, one of the best DTs who can also play nose tackle at generating a pass rush on opposing quarterbacks, but also pretty stout against the run. And this year, finished with 11 sacks. Now, oftentimes throughout the course of NFL history, you do not see defensive tackles with double-digit sacks because oftentimes it's not their job to get after the quarterback. But as the game of football has changed, a lot of teams more so are prioritizing guys who have versatility up front, and Hargrave certainly fits that bill. 11 sacks this year, as I said, 57 pressures, 40 hurries, and 10 tackles for loss. Now, the big question with Hargrave, how much is he going to get paid? You look here to my right, list of the highest paid defensive tackles in the sport. He is not going to get an Aaron Donald contract. He's not going to be up there with DeForest Buckner, I don't believe, but $18, $20 million right there along with Chris Jones. If he gets more than DeForest Buckner, I don't think there's any chance that he's going to go back to Philadelphia because they don't have the necessary cap space. And for San Francisco, if they restructure some of their contracts, a lot of you are probably saying they're not going to have enough cap space. Yes, they will. If they restructure the cap space and restructure the contracts of some of the highest paid players on their football team. So expect Javon Hargrave to kind of live in that $15 to $20 million category and maybe get a Vita Vea type of deal, Jonathan Allen, Chris Jones, somewhere in that neighborhood. We are going to compare Hargrave against Daron Payne, who we talked about yesterday. Before we do that, though, pick a defensive tackle for the Niners to sign because this is a position of importance. DPJH, let us know. Bang, bang, Niner gang, let's ride. All right, for Payne, you look at his numbers, right? When we compared them to Javon Hargrave. Hargrave had 11 sacks. Daron Payne had a career-high 11.5 sacks. Quarterback hits for Payne, 20. Tackles for loss, 18. 5 pass breakups for Payne. Was really, really good this year. And both Hargrave and Payne going to lead the market at that defensive tackle spot. Some people believe that Dalvin Tomlinson is better than Hargrave and Payne. My opinion, I disagree with that sentiment. I think it's Hargrave and Payne 1-2, and I think it's very, very close. Tomlinson's a really good player, no doubt about it. If I was just making the decision, I'd go after Hargrave over Payne. And then you have Zach Allen, Draymond Jones, who kind of round out that list. But I do think from those top three, little bit of a drop-off to the latter two on this list. Another reminder to subscribe to the show. During our live show on Tuesday, I'd said, look, if we get to $200 in Super Chats, then the bosses said I could get a Jerry Jerry Rice jersey to celebrate 80,000 subscribers. We're going to get the jersey. We got the Super Chats. Next up, though, we just have to get to 80,000 subscribers. We're 1,400 away. How quickly can we get there? Daily news, rumors, analysis videos on the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to be really keeping you up to date with all of the happenings with this football team throughout the offseason, and we give you videos every single day, year-round, so make sure you subscribe. Coming up next, could the 49ers, who lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, sign another Philadelphia Eagle? Stay tuned for that, but first, 49ers Report is presented by Vincero Collective, 20% off site-wide. If you head to vincerocollective.com/chat, you see the watch that I'm rocking right now. I walked into work with some drip today. I was feeling extra swaggy because of Vincero, and that's where the support for today's show comes from. If you aren't familiar with them, they are essentially a design house for modern men and women, crafting really sleek watches, sunglasses too, and more. I have several watches from them, and they're among the favorites of the things that I own as part of my wardrobe. I get tons of compliments on it, and it's clear from the first impression how well made they are. Based on the West Coast, GQ actually recently called Vincero their go-to brand for modern accessories, and it's easy to see why. For all the boss men and women out there, the watches really are just a must from Vincero. They can elevate your look with the twist of a wrist, really high-quality materials as well. So you need to check them out if you haven't already done so right now. If you're looking for a perfect gift for yourself, somebody else, or just looking to splurge on yourself, 20% off and free shipping with our exclusive code CHAT. It's VINCERO collective.com/chat. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. Look good, feel good, play good. That is the motto. All right, let's round out with CJ Gardner-Johnson. Did you watch the Super Bowl on Sunday? This dude was flying around. And why I like him? Positional versatility. Prior to getting traded to Philadelphia, he had played around 1,100 snaps in his career from nickel and played 80-plus snaps from safety. He got bumped back to safety because that's why the Eagles traded for him. Had a really good season, and as a hybrid cornerback safety in this 49ers defense, he's a really intriguing player in my opinion, and I actually think his market value could be somewhat affordable because there are other safeties who might break the bank a little bit and set the market by themselves. 61 tackles this year for the man they call CD Deuce. Even though he missed a couple of games at the end of the year, still tied for the NFL lead in interceptions with 6. So his diagnosing skills are there and made opportune plays at big times in critical moments. So I think he's a clutch player. Laid a huge hit on Isaiah Pacheco, then another hit on Isaiah Pacheco when it looked as though Pacheco was going to take a ball to the crib. 5 tackles for loss, 8 pass breakups for him, and he did play a little bit of slot corner and safety as well. Top free agent safeties this year. You look at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he's about 5th, 6th on this list probably. Jessie Bates, Rodney McLeod are certainly up there. Jordan Poyer, really good player for the Buffalo Bills. Taylor Rapp, Juan Thornhill coming off that Super Bowl championship. And then you kind of have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Jimmie Ward in that category. Duran Harmon, also a good player. So too is Devin McCourty. So if the 49ers are looking for a safety upgrade and they don't re-sign Jimmie Ward, maybe another player on this list could make their way to the Bay Area. I'd like to prioritize bringing Jimmie Ward back because of the familiarity he has with this defense and the fact that that guy's a captain, right? He's a dog, and he's really proved himself over time to be a very good player in this league. But if not, if he costs too much, maybe another player on that list could be had. So we talked about defensive tackle here today. We talked about safety today. What position on the team concerns you the most with the San Francisco 49ers? I want you to let me know down below in the comment section. I think right tackle's up there, center, right guard, safety, defensive tackle, all those positions really important. And a sneaky one that we have to certainly monitor, what's going to happen with Robbie Gould as he's set to hit that free agency market as well. Before we hop on out of here, feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Usually we show you the Venmo during our watch parties. I'm not going to ask you to send me a Venmo, but if you do, I'll give you a shout out here on the show. Greatly appreciate it in advance because we certainly work hard here at Chat Sports. So, appreciate all of you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the San Francisco 49ers Report and keep it locked here for the best Niners coverage all year long, especially in the offseason.